financing side, it then boils down to an asset-backed finance most of the time, in terms of mission critical. Those assets live long life. Because the cabin on the helicopter is not pressurized, you can have it for 50, 60 years. So the good thing is that the value of those assets increases every year. You know, by the bare minimum of inflation, we saw over the past 6 years, it took 50% increase. With the inflation, supply chain material, and all the problems that we're encountering at the present time with the geopolitical situation, that's hard. And what that does, it pushes the operators who used to buy them out of contest. So you can't go to the bank and say, oh, can you lend me 12 million euro to buy an H145 or 2 or 3 to support contract? Well, the bank might say, you know, I'm not geared. You're not geared for that. So then you go back to the investor, the private equity guy, the lessor, who have since 2010, thanks to Mr. Santulli, who created Milestone with probably the blessing of Berkshire Hathaway's guidance, because he created NetJet, very, very, very sharp guy, and realized that after the financial crisis, the credit crunch, the banker walked away from colorful transactions like aerospace or complex transactions like aircraft. And so he saw the gap. He went to lift some equity, saw some debt, and build the business of 300 million and said to the big gun, look, I'll fund your aircraft. You can go after the oil and gas contract. That's what they did. And when you look at the overall fleet, the airline fleet, I think it's over 50% that are owned by the lessor. It's phenomenal. Where helicopters is much less than that, with probably less than 1,200 over the 18,000 turbine-powered helicopter are under finance, and this is going to grow because the price keep on growing. So those who knows how to take the risks on those assets, if you're patient enough, they'll withstand the time 5-6 years. They can get a good investment, but they have to be extremely rigorous on the credit, on the risk on the asset, on the risk on the client. And we saw over the past 5 years one of the best lessor folding with 1.6 billion on assets at the time where the oil and gas collapsed, the price of the oil barrel collapsed. And at the same time, they had an accident on one of the big helicopters, which also dragged all the lessor down. When they had a lot of those assets on their books, they couldn't put a value on it because it's not flying for 2 years. So the consequences are extreme. And so those people who are very gifted at financing those helicopters are very savvy in managing those finance. They are mathematicians of finance, and they know how to deal with those parts that involve risk and legal side. And it's not for the faint-hearted, for sure.